Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into Bigger Than the Score. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Once again, shout out to you guys for joining us this morning, and it's already the 25th, February 25th. The weather's at least a little bit nicer, but we're here with Pete Ferguson, as always, host of Bigger Than the Score. And if you guys ever want to join the show, 402-464-5685, start our Heyman text line. Put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. But nonetheless, Pete, how's it going this morning?
You know what? Not too bad. Like you said, it's hard to believe end of February already. 25th. I was going to say after the winter Mageddon that we had in January, and then we enter into February, and it just seems like, you know, the month keeps rolling, things are going, and weather's not too bad out there. Almost lawn mowing weather out there.
I know. I've heard quite a few people already talking about hitting the golf range. So it's that time of year. Have you been out there golfing yet?
You know what?
Quite a few people.
You know, I haven't. I did. I looked over some things. Was, you know, looking at the clubs. I had somebody want to buy some, so I was debating. Okay, do I want to go ahead and sell them? And can I get the new ones in time? But I think the Jim Eggers opened on Saturday. Yep. I saw a post on that, and so went by a couple courses. Pioneers, we live out by there, and I mean that was flooded. So. You know, I'm looking forward to getting out. Last year I took it a little bit more serious and got some new items and some new gear, but I don't know if that's going to change the Barkley swing at all, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either way, it's definitely a nice time of year. We talked about it, sports right now, obviously high school, you have districts starting up, guys about to start here as well. And then of course March Madness. And it's looking good for the men's team right now, and the girls they've been up and down, but they've had a few good wins as well. So it's going to be interesting here down the stretch for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually going to the game this evening.
Okay, nice.
So it'll be my first one this year.
That's 5:30, right?
5:30 against Minnesota.
Yep, Minnesota.
So looking forward to just kind of seeing them in action. Obviously, PBA is a really difficult place to play. I think they're kind of wishing they could play the tournament. You know, where you used to do kind of what they do with some of the other divisions and play like a couple home seeds or get a regional. But you know. Good stretch for them. And like you said, you're talking about just a couple of the other seasons ending up high school wise here in the state. You got swimming. They just had the championships yesterday. And so congratulations, Omaha West Side, I believe, took that title again. A couple perennial powerhouses always in the mix. I believe East got third, and a number. We've had a couple people from Southeast on as well. And so good showing from individuals within the city on that. And so congratulations. I mean, when we talk about just kind of all around and, you know, putting that time and effort in, we talked about wrestling the week before. Swimming is just another component where, I mean, it just makes it's a different level of, I don't say different, it's just a type of dedication that I think few people don't truly realize, whether in the diet, the mental capacity, and just the time that's put in. I mean, that's not just one day you jump in the pool and you're good. That's over a career and a lifetime.
Yeah, and it's funny you bring that up because we were, as we're talking about March Madness on some of the weekend shows, talking about like what are our favorite times of year, just period to watch sports. We're talking about the Olympics, and in particular that Michael Phelps run. Just the amount of eyes he brought to swimming, and it is true. It's because that's one of those sports where it might not be the most popular, but it just shows you like if you can excel and be the greatest, like Michael Phelps took that thing to an all new height. Like I think most people surely recognize swimming just simply because of him. Because I don't know how many people were really watching a whole lot of it in the Olympics. And then, I mean, what is it? 28 gold medals is what I think.
I think it just, and I mean, it's just insane. And I mean, you tuned in and you're like, okay, I want to watch. I mean, you saw it just, track and, Carl Lewis and things like that. But then when that happened, you were just like, everybody was riveted and you're like, I don't even like to swim, to be perfectly honest. And you turned in to watch that. So congratulations to them. Like you said, I know the ticket's been busy is continuing to stay busy. You got supernovas, you've got, but gonna do the full gamut of high school sports. And so you enter that time where, Nick, Jay, Strick, Rico, you're gonna be down at the state tournament. So all the girls teams that punched their ticket this weekend, starting Friday, Saturday. I think there's 6 area teams in the listening area. We say we're, the tickets worldwide, but 6, kind of in that Lincoln area punched their ticket. Congratulations. I know Southwest, I believe that's the 8th straight time of going to state. And to be honest, when you think about the school, 20 some years old, that's really a testament to the school. You got North Star, which is the 2nd year in a row under, Tommy, who's a new coach over there, and has put together quite a young team. I think one of maybe the only senior that's, they're all playing, but I know like Brooke Fawn is there, and but the team's really built on the foundation of their younger players. And then you have Southeast, and again, a special kind of point of privilege. We've had Catrice Olds and Addison Olds, the sisters, on, I think, early January, and I think we must have been good luck for them.
That's right.
But they were, they had a huge upset. Well, I don't say upset, but upset Pius, and really held on down the stretch, and just really happy for them. Those of you, if you know that family and Katie Olds, they are just phenomenal individuals. And when you think about siblings playing together, Addison said that was one of her goals. Suffered a torn ACL her freshman year, and so really didn't get to do as much as she would have liked to, and to be able to just share that moment on the court and with her sister. And Catrice's interview, if you haven't gotten to watch it, I have it on my Twitter, but she talked about she'd been dreaming about this since, it was just unreal to her. She said, I've been dreaming about this since middle school. And is a phenomenal scholar athlete, but just a better person. And so just really want to again, personal point of privilege, congratulate her and that family. And I know they're going up against Southwest, and that's my daughter's alma mater, but again, great individuals. And then you've got Lincoln Christian, I believe is in, and Beatrice, and I want to say Freeman, if I'm not correct, or sorry, no, Waverly is in the tournament. So a lot of action here. The streets are going to be busy starting probably Tuesday night, like a Husker home football game. And so you'll see individuals taking the streets. So if they happen to go down the wrong one way, please provide some grace in regards to that. And then Hastings College, I gotta say, that's my alma mater. Played there. I won't even say these scholars are here looking. He's looking at me weird, but 91 to 96. But for the first time in 33 years, I think it was my freshman year. Since my freshman year, they claimed the GPAC, a share of the GPAC title with Concordia and men's basketball. And so congratulations to Todd Raridan, who was a longtime Wesleyan coach before your time, but he was at Wesleyan and is now at the reins there. And just want to congratulate those individuals. They've got a heck of a player in an individual named Reggie Thomas, who is doing some things. And so, they went 2-18 just 3 years ago, and really has seen a resurgence. So congratulations to them. And then to the Concordia Bulldogs, who helped share the title. I know we've got Derek Engelbart and Darren and that family all, they're going to send me some hate mail. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Hastings and Concordia. And, definitely. I mean, if you're 2-18 3 years ago, then you're able to turn that around. That's a pretty good program rebuild right there. But with that being said, I've kind of talked about, this is pretty much my favorite time of year. The fact that March Madness is right around the corner, and then districts too. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I love it. And it's great when you have people like Nick Sainert on the call and Jay Foreman. Yeah. When I can just drive and I can listen to high school basketball as well on the radio, like this time of year where you go in that February, March, by far my favorite time of the year. Obviously, I'm just a hoops guy. NBA finals not too far away either. But before we get to our guest, what's that favorite time of year for you?
I'd have to say similar. And again, you talked about, Nick, and Nick is truly underrated as an
He's great at what he
announcer.
does.
You think about, Jacobson out there in Kearney and just some of those individuals who do high school sports.
And Josh Lowe, before I forget, I don't want to leave Josh Lowe out of there. Another ticker producer.
Yeah. I mean, I just think when you start thinking about that, but it is just fun because I think we talked earlier, those senior nights and those last moments and what that looks like. And I got the opportunity through my daughter. I mean, I played in state, but I got the opportunity through my daughter to just kind of watch it. And I tell scholars when I coach them, I said, you usually will get 4 times in your career to be down at PBA.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you're a freshman on varsity and you go to state.
And you're dominant, lucky enough to.
Yeah. And I just say, like, it is one of the most surreal experiences to not just be there. You hear your name, you just look up and you see individuals. And then if you're fortunate and you get the chance to win it and be in that finals, man, it's just something else. So that's my favorite time of year. Also, it's the NFL draft. So as you said, we're going to lead into something else, but I got to ask you, the NFL Combine. Okay, no Cowboys talk. I know you were getting worried for a minute, but they do that test, the Wonderlic test. And so my question would be, if I was going to I was thinking about what I'd put on that test. Okay, and so my question on the test would be, if you could switch closets with anyone, who would it be and why?
If you could switch
closets.
Okay,
Yeah, closets. Okay. If you could switch closets with anyone.
You're talking like wardrobe here.
Just closets in general. Just whatever's in your closet. I didn't say storage units now. I don't want to get too far. But if I was the GM, I'm starting my team. You're the Bears GM, and you're going to ask that question. What answer do you want to hear?
So we're just like a wardrobe, right? When you ask that question?
I think, well, people keep different things in their closet, so I don't know if they keep like little. Yeah, I mean, if they keep animals or whatever. But I'm thinking mostly wardrobe.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's crazy, but honestly, Kid Cudi, if I got his locker, he dresses. He's got some fashion to him. Okay, I'll give it to Kid Cudi. I don't know if that's a good answer if the GMs would like that, but I'll take that. Kid Cudi's got some flash.
Okay, so if somebody said Kid Cudi, they're going to be a draft or first round draft pick for the Bears.
No, probably. If they say Kid Cudi, they'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
I would have to say, for me, I want to ask our guests this. I'm going to say, for me, if I had to switch with somebody, Prince.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the has the content, but then the flair, and then the ability to produce when you need him to perform. I like that. Prince would be mine, and then I'm a big Irvin fan. I'm a Michael Irvin fan.
Okay,
and
that's
so,
a good one.
It'd be kind of a toss-up between him and Dion, but Prince would probably be my first.
That's probably an A1 for most people.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about Prince.
Yeah, and plus it's a whole house if you go into that closet. So, well, hey, as we got a little sidetracked, but we are joined as usual in studio by 3 phenomenal scholars, and I'm excited to have all of them, know them in different capacities, but we're going to kind of pose the same question to them and have them introduce themselves as we pose that to them. And so I'm going to start with, you know what, let's go, Matt, let's go ahead, make it happen. Who are you? And then you're going to have to answer the question.
All right. So my name's Ahmed Babakar, and I'm a sophomore at Southeast.
And the question of the day, whose closet would you switch with and why?
If I had to choose somebody, I'd probably say like Drake or like Tyler, the Creator. They just have really good pieces, I guess, especially when they post on like just different social media platforms.
Okay.
Really good outfits. So.
I like that. We can live with that. All right. Next up.
All right. My name's Amanu Lestwing. I go to Southwest High School. I would definitely have to choose Kevin Hart on this. I know he didn't.
You're already taller than him, though, man. You're not gonna be able to wear none of his stuff. Why would you choose Kevin Hart?
You know what? He's got the whole spectrum of clothes. He can go fancy. He can go formal. He can put on some flair. He's got it all, man. And you can see him. He's always got something fresh on.
Okay.
Definitely have to go with him on that one.
I like that. And our last guest today.
I am Evian Kemp from Lincoln Northeast. I'm a sophomore, and my answer would have to be young Rihanna or Christina Aguilera.
Oh, okay. She said young Rihanna. You don't want what is young to you?
Like when she first started. So, like Pondy Replay Rihanna.
Okay. Oh, she just threw it down. So we have introduced you, or they have introduced themselves. We've got 3 phenomenal. We've got Amanu, Ahmed, and Evian. and excited to have them all three here. Let's start again. We're going to start with you, Matt. Just tell us a little bit about you. Who's in your family? First off, where have you always lived here? Where are you from? Lincoln. Where did you go to school?
Well, first, I wasn't originally born in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, okay. And, basketball. There you go.
Yeah. So I moved here around like my 5th grade year, so like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I went, like, when I first came here, I went to Clinton Elementary, and then like we kind of like moved kind of like north by North Star, and then I decided to go to Dawes for my middle school years. And that was just like a really fun experience. And then I went to Northeast for my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
And then I decided to transfer to Southeast, where I'm at now, for my sophomore year.
Okay. Fantastic. Tell us who's in your family before.
So my mom, Mamona Yusuf.
Okay.
And my dad, Osman Babakar. And then I have 2 brothers, Ali and Yasin.
Okay. Fantastic. Shout out to the family there.
Yeah.
I know they're all listening, so proud of you. Let's go. Amanu, how about you?
Yeah, like Ahmed, I was not originally born in Lincoln. I was born in Ethiopia. It's a country in East Africa. And but I've been raised in Lincoln. So I went to elementary school in Adams.
Okay.
And then I went to middle school at Scott and high school at Southwest. And they're all in a walking distance from each other. So it just made sense to, just take that path with it. My mom is Jennifer Lesswing. My dad's Stan Lesswing. I got 4 older sisters and 1 older brother.
Okay,
big family.
Now you got to go ahead and give them all some shout outs now. You remember all of them. Don't leave any of them out.
All right, Lizzie, my older sister, closest to me. Jessica, Julia, Alyssa, and Sam. And my brother. Yeah.
Awesome. And we've had Lizzie on the show before. Yes. So, I know she's out experiencing that college life right now. So doing well, I'm sure. All right. And how about you, young lady?
I was actually born and raised in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
I have moved around all throughout. So I've lived northeast, southwest of Lincoln. I started out at Holmes Elementary. I had gone to Leflip for middle school. And then halfway through my 8th grade year, I transferred to Dawes. And then I'm now at Northeast.
Okay. So all of y'all have been involved, been around, gave some shout outs to the family. When we get back, we want to ask you just a little bit about your academic, but also your athletic journey, advice that you have for not only peers, but also adults. And then just some of those individuals that you're on the shoulders of that have served as heroes to you. And just whether it be athletically, academically as well. And so stay with us. We'll be right back after this break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
A wise nation honors and learns from its past. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. February is Black History Month, a celebration of the contributions that African Americans have made to American history in their struggles for freedom and equality. Knowledge is our strongest tool against injustice. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln has served the youth of our community for over 50 years.
50 years?
50 years.
They've done what for 50 years?
They've prepared students from K through 12.
K through 12?
Yeah. Junior Achievement prepares students on financial literacy and entrepreneurship work.
That's amazing.
I know. That's why when you fill up on Tuesdays, UStop will donate 2 cents of every gallon sold to the Junior Achievement of Lincoln.
Count me in.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Picture a hot summer day, sun blazing in the fields as far as the eye can see. Now imagine you're a teenager making bank, all while enjoying the great outdoors. Welcome to Nats Detasseling Inc., where they're not afraid to sweat. This summer, join the Nats team for an unforgettable experience. Forge friendships, learn responsibility, and earn money. Visit notafraidtosweat.com now. Nats Detasseling, where hard work meets good times.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through February 27th is whole brisket for just $4.99 per pound and $1.50 off all nuts, including Treat Bake Shop and Twin Springs pecans. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and as always, joined on the ones and twos on our Sundays with Harrison. Always good to have him here. We got a full slate of shows this morning. I know following Bigger Than the Score, we'll have fitness fanatics, and so they always have intriguing guests, but also great insight, not only for your just physical, but also your mental health and well-being, and then another full slate. But if you want to get in touch with us, Harrison, how can they do that?
Yep, 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line open to you guys as always. And like Pete said, we'll have Fitness Fanatics for 2 hours after. Then Jay Foreman will come in inside the huddle. Then we'll have the Breeze, and then we'll be Supernova's content. They're on the road today versus the Orlando Valkyrie. You got DP, and I believe Renee Saunders is back. So you have those two on the call. And if you haven't watched it yet, I can't recommend pro volleyball, it's a new level of talent.
No, it's something else. So be sure to kind of just stay with the ticket all day, and you can't go wrong right there. So we are joined in studio by 3 scholars, and they started to share themselves. We've got Amanu, and we've got Ahmed, and then we've got Evian. And Evian I cut off, and she did not get to give her shout outs to who made up her family. So I wanted to go ahead and start with her real quick. Give us a shout out who's in your family.
So first off, we'll start off with my mom, Gwen Kemp, my grandma, Margaret Kelly, and I'll shout out my little sister, Keani McCrae. All 3 of them have pushed me and motivated to get to where I have become and have pushed me to grow, and I'm still there.
Awesome. Love that. And I love how you said, I think I'm gonna give a shout out to my little sis. So that bonus there right there. So, we're gonna start with you. Since I didn't end properly with you, but I want to start with you. What are some of the things that you're involved in? And then just pulling out one of those things, like why? Like what has led you to be involved in that, either to start or to stay involved?
Well, first we'll start off with my sports that I've been a part of. I'm a varsity cheerleader. For half of the season, I was on varsity wrestling.
Okay.
And I am a part of the LPS SEC, as well as the
No, that's okay.
as part of ETS, and I am also a part of African American Caucus for my school.
Awesome.
I will say that I'll start with caucus. That is a big part for me. It is a very important program that I am. I'm as well the secretary of the program. We have 3 leadership groups. I am also one of the youngest people in the group. So that's very important to me. We also have a chance to like go out of state and something like that to get it out, so that can grow bigger.
Awesome. So obviously you're staying involved and you're staying engaged. Tell me just why have you chosen to be involved? I mean, you could go to school, do your classes, come home, but why is involvement so important to you?
Well, I will say my freshman year, I was probably involved in 7, 8 activities, which was very overwhelming.
Okay.
I do not recommend for your freshman year. So I've toned that down starting now. But I believe I wanted to be involved because it was a way for me to put my name out, a way for me to get connections, a part of why I'm here today. And I feel like with those connections, that's how you grow. That's how you get into a further place in life. So I just made sure that I made those connections so that if I ever need to go back, I have that way.
Awesome. We're going to talk about relationships in a bit. Amine, what about you? What involvements do you have on your plate?
I at Southwest I play football, basketball, and I run track. And this spring I will support the unified track program and go to every one of their meets. And I'm really excited to be involved in that.
Awesome. And so tell me, like we asked Evian, why are you involved in different things? Again, you could easily be, a great individual, kind of just go to school and then come home. Why involvement, and why in some of those things?
I love being a 3-sport athlete. I love, having something after school to go do, having friends to go share a practice with. And I think just being involved in sports just adds value to going to school. And grades comes first,
right?
But I really enjoy being a part of a team, and I think it's great to be active and chase a goal all the time.
Why the unified sports piece? We've had individuals on talk about that. Explain what is it, and then just what drew you to saying this is something that I want to give my time to.
Unified sports gives an opportunity for kids with disabilities to compete and to be a part of a track team, just like any regular track team would. Or just like any track team would. They get to compete, they get to be a part of the team, and I think it's a great thing to be a part of. And I'm really excited to be involved and watch them, just because I think being more than an athlete is important to me, and that's a step I can take to be involved in more than just be a part of 3 sports and be done there.
Awesome. And a great program. We've had Brandy Benson, who oversees that program, as well as Liz Brendan, over at Southwest. And so just a phenomenal experience, but also opportunity and competitive too.
Yes.
I was going to say scholars at any level don't like to lose. And so I've seen some of that competition. It's every bit of what you think it is.
Yeah, and you will see some very impressive athletes. You know, I went to a couple meets last year, and I would without doubt say that a lot of those athletes could beat any other track athlete in that event. And yeah, it's very exciting, and don't mistake it for not being as entertaining, because it definitely is, and it's a really fun experience to be a part of.
Awesome. And Ahmed, what about you? What are you involved in, and what do you invest in, and what do you spend your time doing?
Well, I'm involved in basketball first at Southeast, and I'm also involved in the LPS Scholar Equity Cadre, and I'm also involved in ETS.
Okay, so what is ETS? We've heard that a couple times. Just for those that may not know what
It's
ETS is.
it's like a program at UNL where they have like tutors, and like they help you, like, and they come and meet with you, and they just ask you about like how you're doing, and like they're kind of like counselors for you. Like they kind of ask like how's school going, what are your grades like, and try to get you like involved with like different opportunities, like going to different colleges, and like get you prepared for college.
And so it stands for Educational Talent Search. And so for those that don't know, they identify scholars with potential. Sometimes they see it in themselves, sometimes they don't. And just, provide some support, enhancement, but also the scholars get to invest and experience different opportunities. Like you said, going to college visits, getting sometimes that tutoring support for advanced classes and whatever that might look like. So you talked about you're involved basketball and a couple other things. When did that start? Like, when did I don't want to say your passion, but when did your interest in basketball start?
I probably have to say like elementary school, like when I was like first, like I guess like third grade, fourth grade.
Okay.
And like both of my older brothers, like they were involved in basketball, and like they really like they just go to the YMCA like almost every day, and like just go play, and I just go along with them, and that's like really like kind of like a bond between me and my brothers. So that's why I kind of like basketball so much, and I want to play it like the rest of my life.
Okay, I gotta ask you. We always get, Harrison and I always put this out there. Are you a hooper though?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Okay. What's your specialty? The throwing dimes, hitting the J, the floater. What? Who do you model your game after, or who should model their game after you?
Like an NBA player.
Hey, collegiate NBA? A grade school?
I mean, for me, I couldn't really speak for anybody else. Like they should like play at like the same play style as me, but I'd say like I'm kind of like like a 3-and-D player.
Okay. Look at you. We're gonna have to see. We might have to go out and get DP to go ahead, Harrison, and put a couple of hoops up out here. Every time they come in and say they're a hooper, everything, he's got that eye and be like, I can take you. He said that to me before in a couple meetings. So, question, I want to ask each of you, what is some advice? I mean, because you all are involved, you're doing things. We'll ask you a little bit about the relationships that have helped you in regards to this, but what is some advice that you would have for peers that are, I'd say, that 0 to 20, 25-year-old? What is a piece of advice either that you've received, that maybe you didn't receive, but that you would want to make sure that they have as they kind of embark? So a piece of advice for somebody 0 to 25. Amanu, I'm going to start with you.
A piece of advice I would have is that when you're out in public and you're not being watched, but you're being seen by people, it's very important to represent yourself in a way that is respectable, and especially when you're a part of a sports team or a part of a club, you're affiliated with that group. So when people see you out in public, they're going to make that connection, and however you're acting, that they'll make that connection with that group or affiliation. So yeah, just act like in a way that is respectable, and you want to represent the people that you are, your family, your coaches, your teammates. You want to represent them well.
Without question. Good point. Ahmed, what about you? Piece of advice you want to give to somebody?
For me, I'd say just like stay disciplined. Like, like try and like focus on like your goals, especially like for me, like basketball. Like my parents kind of like put this like advice into me. Like they never really told it to me, but like just stay disciplined and that'll really like set you good in life.
Awesome. Evian, what about you?
I would have to say make sure you advocate for yourself all the time. I didn't know that piece of information until 3/4 of my freshman year, where I was struggling because I had suffered from a red card concussion. And so that really brought me down. And I was struggling with my management and just dealing with everything that I needed to do. And I had no way, or I've always been taught, like, well, not necessarily taught, but seen and just, I guess, just known that like asking for help is just like I'm a very independent person, so I never really asked for help. And it's good to ask for help. That's something that you should always do when you need the help. And so when I finally had asked, I finally had gotten it, and it put me in a better place.
I love what each of you had said. Evian, it's so true. It just resonates because I think within the last week, you advocating and you opening your mouth, sometimes, closed mouths don't get fed. Saw her at an engagement. We had some HBCUs, a college tour, and she just said, there's in these meetings going on. I haven't heard about them, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, oh, I think, we've been sending stuff. And by her doing that, basically this connection, we talked about, hey, would you also be interested in being on the show? Because I know you're in wrestling and I want to talk about that in a quick minute. And so, advocating for yourself is extremely important. I know you talked about just the representation of yourself. I've known of you and known you for quite some time. And started the Lincoln Sports Foundation that your dad oversees and your family's invested in. And Harrison, he was on the court, and I remember he would always come up and he would say, "Hello, Mr. Ferguson. Hello, sir." And that was not being prompted by his folks. And when he had other peers and other people around him who would kind of, whatever, well, why are you talking to him or this, that, and the other? He always made it a point to come over. And so that is not something that's been lost on me. I've always appreciated that. And so, when you talked about that representation and what you put out to others when you don't think others are looking, know that people have noticed that.
Yes, and at the Lincoln Sports Foundation, there's a wide variety of sports and activities going on there. So you'll walk into there and there's a high chance that you'll see people see families, and again, with that represent yourself, it's very important that you represent yourself well, especially in that type of public setting. And Lincoln Sports Foundation brings a lot of people there. There's a lot of community that shows up there. So so it's just, that's a great example that you brought up of representing yourself well.
No, truly, always appreciative of that. Hey, when we get back, we're gonna ask you a little bit. I want some why relationships are very important to you, what they matter, and then also it's the closing of Black History Month, and so each of you have identified as Black or African American in a way, and I want to know about just the successes and the opportunities that you have seen for yourself. Maybe those individuals historically that you look back and say, hey, I really admire this individual and the what they've contributed to me to be in this space, and then also just your thoughts kind of moving forward. So we'll be back on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket studios at 1040 O Street.
Are you searching for a helping hand in life? Look no further. Integrated Behavioral Health Services is your answer. They're your compassionate, trusted partners committed to guiding you from challenges to triumphs. Their licensed professionals offer personalized therapy for individuals, couples, and families. At IBHS, the focus is you. Experience a life-changing transformation in an environment tailored to your unique needs. Visit ibhealthservices.com today and take that first step towards a brighter future. Discover the power of healing with integrated behavioral health services. You're not alone. Let them walk this journey with you.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Old School with DP and J.
Do you think it's too early to talk about Patrick Mahomes as the greatest of all time? You know, to be honest with you, I think he might be on ahead of the pace. It was definitely on pace, maybe ahead of the pace. I think right now everything that he does is going to get overblown, and I think people so quickly forgot the 20-year run of the Patriots. Not 5-6 years, 20-year run of Tom Brady and the Patriots.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Old School with DP and J.
Do you think it's too early to talk about Patrick Mahomes as the greatest of all time? You know, to be honest with you, I think he might be on ahead of the pace. It was definitely on pace, maybe ahead of the pace. I think right now everything that he does is going to get overblown, and I think people so quickly forgot the 20-year run of the Patriots. Not 5-6 years, 20-year run of Tom Brady and the Patriots.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. There's Peter Ferguson of Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and Harrison always on the ones and twos. Had a just a drop in by one of the regulars, Magic. Always appreciate him coming into the space and feeling encouraged, but also he encourages us by just coming in and continually just sharing how this show has impacted him and also others. And so, again, truly appreciate him bringing some treats and also out there spreading the love. So, hey, Magic, have a great day, and I always do appreciate you dropping in. We're joined in studio again by three guests. We've got Amanu, Ahmed, and Evian. Evian, excuse me, Evian. I almost got through it. Evian. She told me to call her Evie, but I'm not going to say Evian. And so they have all been just sharing advice that they'd give to their peers. But want to kind of start off real quick. Like, what is a piece of advice that you would give to each, or give to adults? If you had an audience of adults sitting here today, what's a piece of advice that you would give to them? Evian, we'll start with you.
I would have to say a piece of advice I would give to adults is just remember that you can continue to grow. Because I know a lot of people, when they get to a certain time and age, they're just like, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going to be. Just remember that I know when I'm older, I want to always continue to grow until I die. Just because, sorry, when you grow, you don't stop, and I don't want to stop.
I love that, being that continual lifelong learner and continue to grow like that. Aminu, what about you?
Kind of piggybacking off of what Evian said is like you can explore new things that you maybe didn't think you would explore. Like my aunts and uncles, they recently picked up playing pickleball.
Okay.
And I don't think they're really that type of people before, athletic people, but they joined, they play, and I think they're addicted to it now. So
wow.
They have a lot of fun with that.
Awesome. And what about you, Ahmed?
For me, I'd say like build relationships with the youth, and like be like kind of like that figure for them, because some people don't like have anybody to look up to. So like build relationship with like the youth and like guide them to like the right path.
Wow. And so as you all had talked about quickly before we go kind of our last question, but why do relationships absolutely matter? Why do relationships matter?
I just again I was saying like the kids like really like they need someone to look up to, and like if they get off like that bad path, they might not be able to get back on the right path. So you just need like the right person to like, guide them through life and, help them make the right decisions.
And being an athlete, it's having that one person that you 100% know believes in you can really make a difference. Having that one staff member in the building you can go talk to, that's really important. And in order for that to happen, you got to build that relationship. So you build that relationship, then you can use that relationship to help yourself and help the other person.
Like that.
I would very much have to agree. Building a relationship with an adult that's not necessarily been in your life forever can really be a key piece to uplifting your happiness throughout the day. Just being able to talk with that one teacher or one mentor about something that you would normally bottle in. When you bottle in feelings, it's difficult to be able to have a good day and be able to be successful in what you want to do. So when you're able to talk to someone that won't judge you or turn it into a lecture of why you should be doing something else, it really makes a difference and an impact in your day and your life overall.
Powerful. So, a couple things. It's February, and across the country, it's recognized as Black History Month, and each of you identify as Black, African American, biracial, and I'm just kind of interested on like the impact or role models or heroes that you have that might reflect it and look like you, and why have those individuals. And I asked earlier, if did they know who Drew Pearson was? And they said, I don't know who Drew Pearson is, but I know who Derek Pearson is. And so Derek DP is our role model. So DP, if you're listening, they do have no clue who Drew Pearson is, but they know who Derek Pearson is. And so I am, kind of tongue in cheek, but I am going to start with you, Ahmed. Like, why is somebody like, Mr. Pearson, DP, when he came into space and talked to you and you saw him owning a radio station, that you're like, this is this is cool, this is relevant, this is something I and other people need to see on a regular basis?
So when he came and talked to us, like, he was talking about like how love is like just really important. And like he shared a story about how he came back from like that medical crisis. And, like it's like kind of like crazy how he was able to like come and own a radio station after all of that, like some like I would expect it to have like a very like hard mental toll on somebody, and like they wouldn't be able to bounce back from anything like that. So I guess like that kind of like resonated with me.
Awesome. Fantastic. I mean, what about you? What's an individual or an entity that you look up to that you're like, okay, this is getting it done. They look like me. They do things like me. And they're going to empower me to kind of move forward.
That person would be Denzel Washington.
Okay.
I think he's a very, he's a great person. And me and my parents actually watched Remember the Titans the other night, which is a great movie. And what I took from that movie is just how athletics can overcome those societal differences. And I think Denzel Washington, he was spot on with how he performs in that movie. I think everyone knows he's a great actor, but he also demonstrates that excellence, and no matter how you look, you can demonstrate that excellence just like him. So
wow,
that's why he would be mine.
Fantastic. Man, what about you?
I would have to say Gabrielle Douglas. I had actually remember sitting in my living room when I was very, very little. I had just started gymnastics. I started gymnastics when I was 3, and I was probably around 4 or 5, and her documentary came on the TV.
Wow.
And I was just stunned. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, and I decided then and there I wanted to be just like her. I then continued gymnastics for 8 years. Every single meet that I had the night before, I would watch her documentary.
Wow.
And I actually got the chance to meet her in October of 2018. And I just remember her words of inspiration, to always keep pushing. There was a time when she wanted to give up, and she followed through, and that just reminds me every day to continue.
Awesome. So as we close, what are your future aspirations? What do each of you see yourself doing, the space being in? So those that are out there maybe listening can say, you know what, I'm going to invest, I'm going to buy into that and help you out. So we'll start with you.
I know for a fact that I want to study psychology.
Okay.
When I go to college. Actually, when I had saw Pete the other day, at the HBCU fair, I got to meet with a Howard alumni, which is my dream school, and she as well inspired me to keep pushing because she was able to get there, and that makes me believe that I'm able to get there. And I have family that have struggled mentally, and I just want to be able to, study and recognize the signs and everything so that I can help those like people were able to help my family.
Wow, fantastic. Aminu, what about you?
I always want to be involved in sports, whether that's playing, coaching, watching. And if, along with being involved with sports, I want to explore the field of engineering. I'm really interested in that type of math, science kind of field. So yeah, maybe get a job in that field someday.
Be that general manager of Lincoln Sports Foundation. There you go. Make that happen. It's a jumpstart to get owning the Houston Rockets or something, bringing them to the right ship, or the Cowboys. That's my drop, Harrison. What about you, man?
Kind of what Aminu said. Just always being involved in sports, especially basketball. And for me, I kind of just want to be able to make it to the NBA. And first off, I also want to get into college. Like a D1 college.
What college what's a college you aspire to go to if they're out looking for you right now?
Probably somewhere like UNC, Kentucky, Ohio State, Baylor.
Okay. So his options are open, the NIL deals. If you want to go ahead and reach out to the station, the DP, he'll go ahead and handle all transactions to make it happen. Hey, I want to thank each of you all for being here today. You just provided some phenomenal insight and perspective. You're going to continue to do great things. And so, again, thanks for this time on Sunday morning. In closing, as I mentioned, it is Black History Month, but it can be any month, any day of the year for us to recognize those contributions of so many. And so I just want to close with a quote from James Baldwin. It says, love takes takes off the mask we fear we cannot live without and know we cannot live within. James Baldwin. Have a great week. You're on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson.